All right. I keep buying cars. Like I was trying to sell that one. I did sell the black one. We'll talk about that in another video. I'm going to do the numbers on that. But I bought this one and this one last week. Added it to that one. And now I got Trace Ferraris. 4 technically, but I already received the money for the black 430. So really 3. And that would beg a question like, Rob, what's up with the house update? Well, I'll get to that soon. But ultimately, there's a reason they're here. Here's where I store my cars, and even the AMGs over here. It's not red, so I didn't put it in the line. And I don't know why Cosmo pulled them outside, but, I mean, I guess because it looks cool for the business. Here's where they live. I know you're like, oh, Rob, I thought you were building like a cool garage and whatnot. The only car I have at my house right now is the NSX, and my tractor, and my lawnmower, and some spiders. But here's where, I mean, it's all jumbled up now, but these spaces here are where my cars live. Cosmo's gonna shuffle around, because right now they're like all over the place. I'm like, it's cooler when they're all together. So I'm gonna have those 2 spots, these 2 spots, and this spot, so I can keep my cars here until I have somewhere else to put them. Now, another thing, Rob, well, you got a lot of cars, you're not building a 12-car garage. What are you doing? I got a warehouse, and I will do a warehouse video shortly, because this is temporary here, obviously, because it's Cosmo's place. I got a warehouse around the corner that as soon as the lease is signed and I go in, I'll fill you in on that. I'll show you the whole tear down of the place, the rebuilding, the painting, the floors, the nonsense. But that's a cool update, because that'll be cool. You'll watch the warehouse go from, I mean, and granted Cosmo can use some paint in here, but it looks, I mean, just with the flags and the cars here, it looks representable. I mean, you, as I said to somebody doing a photo shoot, they're like, we need a good wall or something like that, like a graffiti wall. I'm like, look, you park a Ferrari in front of virtually anything and it spruces it up. It looks really cool. The contrast is cool. But I'm going to make it a proper nice warehouse, nice clean floors, nice overhead lighting, nice solid walls, but we'll take it from there. But there's just a quick update. I wanted to come in. I mean, I usually don't have, at least not recently, all the cars in one place. The reason the 430 is not here, it's up at the detail shop, just getting wet sanded. And then, again, we'll talk about the 430 in a minute. But look, cool, it's like variety. These are all so different. And I got a video coming up probably next week comparing these two. Because a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a handful of people are like, why'd you get a 458 when you have a 488? And the 488, I think the Cosmo's got the keys inside. I'm up to about 1,400 miles on this. So it's getting love. It just, when you have, I mean, look at this. Like every angle you look, it's like, oh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. It's cool to have 3 red Ferraris. But it's also when you mix the blue NSX, the yellow AMG into the mix, it looks really cool. Then I've got the Supra, which is up at Tommy still, and I got the Corvette still down at LG. I don't believe that's ready to go yet, but when it is, obviously I'll send the ugly truckling down, go pick it up, and bring her back in. But very cool. I mean, you could see the progression as the years go on here. And I still think this looks pretty modern. And remember, this car is 6 years old. This car is 14 years old. But the platform that this is on is 20 years old, because they made these starting in '99. So, I mean, for a 20-year-old car, I'd say it holds its own. Some of the design elements that they've had over the years, the glass engine covers, translated over, that's one of the things that the 488 is really lacking. And even the 458 Spider, it's just this platform. The engine looks very cool under there when you pop it, but you no longer have these windows. And I think having a window to showcase these motors, which are really, really gorgeous to look at, is something that a lot of people just look at the money and say, that one's more expensive than this one's more expensive than that one, so I want that one and that one and that one. But it's not necessarily the case. There's things about all of these cars that I really like. I love the sound of this. When I get the exhaust on it and the Challenge grille, it's done. I love having this open air 360, which The shifting is much different on these cars, but the 360, you almost have to drive even the paddle shift as a stick shift. You can't flat foot it and just bang through the gears. You sort of let off in between shifts and it drives real nice. You don't beat up the clutch. You can get 2 of these cars for one of these cars right now. This was 180, that was 380. And I'm telling you, I mean, this car with the sound and the look, this does look a little bit beefier, a little bit more modern, but this thing is nothing to sneeze at. So they're all very different, because I know one of the questions is like, Rob, why the hell would you have 3 Ferraris? And the answer is they're all incredibly different. I've got more in options on this car than that car cost me to buy. Think about that. And I enjoy that car just as much. That car's gonna lose nothing in value. The 488s right now aren't holding their value very well. That's why I still have it. I would have sold it if I can get any sort of money out of it. When I found out I wasn't going to get anything near what I wanted for it, and the offers I got from the dealership or the dealers were much lower than I was willing to take, I said, you know what, let's put some miles on it, let's enjoy it. And that's where she is now. But this car with the turbos, that car with the naturally aspirated, they all have their differences and their appeal. It's just, they're all just different driving experiences. I mean, it's like that one I don't mind putting miles on, this one a little less, this one I don't really want to put miles on, because you want to stay within that representative mile range. Like if most 360s have an average of 23,000 miles on them and that's got 12, the next 10,000 miles are free. Because it's just, I mean, I paid a little bit for those 10,000 miles because I paid a little premium for the lower mile car, but I've got that free mileage. If I bought a car with higher mileage, then again, you're paying significantly less at that point in time. But this, if I put a bunch of miles on this car and the average 488 Spider only has 1,800 miles on it and mine's got 17,000, this becomes even more difficult to sell because you now need a very specific buyer. I'm not going to neglect the AMG while it's here. Do a quick walk. I mean, this was more so like I'm buying a lot of cars, where am I putting them? That's the purpose of the video. But this thing's still super fun to drive. I like it. I think it looks cool. It's not the GTS, it's not the GTR, but I don't think I would have bought this car. The wing makes it. Like the wing and the color and the balance of the black to the yellow. Mustard, can we call it mustard? We'll call it mustard. The mustard to the black contrast is really nice. But I mean, look, just look right here. Like you could sort of see me in a bunch of my cars in one shot right here. And I'll tell you what, that's pretty cool. It'll be cooler when they're inside, so they're not baking out in the sun. But sure, that's just a quick like, oh wow, cool. I got all 3 Ferraris, all looking pretty good as long as you don't look at the front bumper of this one in one place at one time. And until I build my garage in my house, now the question is, if I have a 3-car garage in my house, which 3 cars am I going to put in it? So I'll leave the rest in my warehouse, which is reveal warehouse. Rob got a warehouse. I'll show you where that warehouse is as soon as the lease is physically signed. I'm just getting my CO there now, and when I have the CO cleared, guess what? Floodgates are open. The amount of projects between the Evo, which I promise the Evo updates are coming, the Evo project, finishing that truck, starting a new truck, because I just bought a new, or I'm buying a new truck. I put a deposit down for a new car hauler. So now I'll have 2 car haulers. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this older one, but I just get a little anxious. I don't like when I'm like painted into a corner because my truck broke down in the middle of nowhere. And now I'm overnighting over $6,000 in injectors, and just, it turned into a headache. But you can check out, did we put that video up yet? You can check out yesterday's video, because we're going to put it up before this one, and that'll answer that question. But life is fun, life is funny. Don't take anything too seriously. Don't think I'm richer than I am because I have 3 cars. That one's got a loan, that one's got a loan, and that one's got a loan. All 3 of them have loans on them. So yes, I have 3 Ferraris, but I also have 3 Ferrari payments. And that's something you got to keep in mind. I'm paying for insurance on 3 cars, so I can only drive one at a time. I'm paying insurance on all my cars, actually. But all the illusion of like, wow, this guy's super wealthy. No, don't buy into that. I do like cars. I do like Ferrari specifically, and I've had a big turnaround in the world of Ferrari, because Ferraris historically, they sort of like, they made me love them because they hold their value so well. Obviously not that one, but these two are going to hold their value incredibly well. And that one, I'm going to drive my value out of it. I'm going to just drive the value out of it, and it's going to just be fun. All right, thanks for watching. Loud truck coming. Let me get out of here before it fucks up my audio. There it is. FedEx. Catch you next time. See you tomorrow. And there's a lot of good stuff coming. We're going to be very busy. I got a lot of travel coming up, especially in October, but a lot of cool updates, and there's a lot of different projects and storylines to follow along with. Thank you for watching. Again, sayonara.